Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to have a small presentation about wine. So, first of all, we would like to let you know what's the objective of the training session. So, we need to know or clear understanding about fabrication of international wine. Second thing, we need to have a clear understanding of origins and different grapes varieties. And the third thing is to understanding about wine service and as well how to make the wine. First of all, we need to ask if anyone knows what's wine. Okay, if you got this question from anyone, as simple as it is will be the answer. Wine is alcoholic beverage comes from the fermentation of grape juice. Then what does it mean fermentation? Fermentation is the process when the yeast added to the grape juice and start to eat the sugar to convert it to CO2 and alcohol, which is ethanol. Okay, so what is the fermentation procedure or how to make a wine exactly? So we do have two different processes, one for making white wine and the second one is for making rosé wine and red wine. So what is the difference between both? The difference is for white wine, we are getting the harvest, we crush the grape, we press it, we ferment the grape, we mature and then we put it. In the red wine and rosé wine, fermentation process will be before pressing. So in a white wine, we press and then we ferment. In a red wine, rosé wine, we will ferment before pressing. So we'll crush the grape, we'll ferment the grape, we'll press the grape, we'll mature, and then we'll bottle the grapes. The wines. So there is different colors of wine, which is white, rosé, red, as I have mentioned. The different color of wine comes from the skin. So if we leave the skin to be fermented, with the juice to be fermented for a bit longer time will give us the rosé wine, and for more long time will give us the red wine. So this is the procedure of making wine. Okay, now we will speak about the different grape varieties. For white wine, we do have Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Blanc, Semillon, Riesling, Pinot Gris, Muscat, and Ogni Blanc, Vernello. And for red wine, we do have the king of red wine, which is Cabernet Sauvignon. And why it's called the king of red wine? Because it's produced in the most wine producer countries like France, USA, Australia, and as well the other new world countries like New Zealand, like for example South Africa. And then Malbec, Pinot Meunier, Tempranillo, Brunello, Gamay, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Franc, Syrah and Shiraz, and then Pinotage. This is for different grape varieties. If we speak about Chardonnay, Chardonnay is the dry lemon, have stones fruits. Chardonnay, one of the wines which is have medium to full body, and the acidity is medium to high. And then the second one is Riesling. Riesling is dry, white, has a peach and lemon flavor, body light and to medium, and acidity is medium to high. If we go to Sauvignon Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc is dry, have a green apple flavor, and the body is very light to full body. The acidity is medium high. And Pinot Gris, Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio is dry peach orange flavored, always have a citrus and fresh flavored. Body is light to medium. The acidity is low to medium. Chenin Blanc is the dry floral, have a medium acidity and medium body. And then Semillon is dry, have a herbal flavor. And then we'll start with, for grape wine, Sauvignon Blanc is have a blackcurrant flavor and berries aromas. Is always comes from most famous place of producing Cabernet Sauvignon is California, USA, Bordeaux, and Australia. Merlot, Merlot comes almost from France, California, and USA, and Chile as well. It's softer than Cabernet Sauvignon, more fruity, and medium to full bodied. For Cabernet Sauvignon, please don't forget it's high tannin, and the tannin comes from seeds and stalks. Nebbiolo, Nebbiolo is high tannin as well, one of the famous red wine grapes of high tannin and light color, have as well high acidity, cherries and raspberries flavor, and always produced from Italy. Pinot Noir, Pinot Noir, the taste is summer fruits, always always we can say light color, and they are using it for champagne as well, and always comes from France and New Zealand, California, New World. And Sierra and Shiraz, which is rich, powerful, have peppery wine, minty, warm, and we can say it's full-bodied and rich, powerful tannin as well. Last but not least is wine service. To be a good waiter or to be a good server, you should know what is the stages of serving a wine, or what's the process of serving wine. So first thing, when we start to serve a wine, we'll start with presenting the menu. When you present the menu, you need to approach the guest from right side. You need to go to brief the guest with the wine selection you have, depending on the different countries. So you can offer the guest like, Mr. Smith, this is our wine list. It contains a different selection from all over the world, from old world wine countries producer and new world countries producer. And we do have different varieties of white and red wine along with rosé selection, and we do have fortified wine which is supposed to be in the menu as well, as long as champagne and sparkling wine and iced wine if it's available. Then you need to go to the bar to pick up the bottle of wine, which is, we have to say, you need to carry the bottle of wine like a baby. So you treat a bottle of wine as a baby. You should carry it carefully, the label always facing to the guest, and you never shake the bottle of wine. The third thing is to present the bottle of wine. When you approach the guest to present the bottle of wine, you need to go as well as service, all the service from right. You always approach the host and show him the bottle. When you display the bottle, you need to mention four things: the wine of the name of the wine, the grape varieties, the vintage, and the country produced the wine. So if we have a house pouring wine like Montes from Chile, for example, then you need to display it. If we are talking about Montes Cabernet Sauvignon, so Mr. Smith, this is Montes Cabernet Sauvignon 2015 Chile wine as you ordered. Then you need to get the guest approval. When the guest approve, then this is the time to start the service. You open the bottle of wine and always keep it in ice packet if you are going to serve white, rosé, or champagne or sparkling wine. For red wine, you need to always have napkin and to have a wine coaster. After that, you need to offer tasting. When you offer tasting, you always ask the host to do tasting, and you should pour 30 ml inside his glass and ask him to taste the wine. Once the guest approve that the wine is okay and meeting his expectation, then you start to do the last step, which is serving the wine. When you are serving the wine or champagne or sparkling or fortified wine, you always follow ladies first, and you need to serve the ladies first, then men's, and you end with the host. So host is always last. And then don't forget that you need to change the glass for freshly ordered. If the guest order some more food, one more bottle of wine, he having different courses, you need to maintain the glasses fresh all the time. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you understand what's wine procedure, how to make the wine, and the identification of the wines. Thank you.